Alright, so I'm actually about to watch Captain America the First Avenger. But I wanted to talk about the Punisher special. I know I'm way late. I wanted to say this is not like your cosmic Marvel story. Some people are kind of asking, where's Spider-Man? But it's like, it's not his thing. He can be off somewhere else while this is happening, doing something else completely different, completely important. We're gonna see them. We're gonna see their paths cross anyways going forward. So I don't know why it's so important that Spider-Man be in this Punisher special. The city is so fucked up when we start the special. Spider-Man's probably taking care of something else. Probably a little occupied. The Nucci family finally got. Punisher took out all of them, and we pick up at the start of that. He's just finished his mission. He's tearing down all of the stuff on the wall. We see him kind of having like he's really going through it. He goes to the shop. He gets a coffee. He's walking down the fucking road while everything's going to shit around him. He's just zoning out so fucking hard. And then I have a bit of a sore throat right now. I might be developing something, but he starts hearing like gunfire and chopper fire and the rotors on like a helicopter, and it kind of cuts as everything kind of gets really loud and it stops. He's flashing back to his war days, so he's kind of in a mess. The action is phenomenal. If I had one grievance, one complaint, and it's superficial, but I think it would have bumped up the special for me a little bit, is if he was wearing the Punisher thing the whole way through. It kind of is like where we pick up. Where we pick up with the Punisher is that his mission is done. His family is avenged. There's nothing left, and he doesn't know what else to do. He goes to his family's grave and he puts a gun, to his head. He's getting ready to go, and then he sees his daughter. And so he stays. He chooses to stay just a little longer, and then he finds a new mission. Towards the end of the special. Between that, we get a bunch of fucking cool ass like fight scenes. This like the apartment, like he's on fire and he just breaks through the door. And there's this part where this guy goes in with an axe, and the axe goes down into his friend, and then Frank just fucking boom, and his head lands on the axe, and that's like 2 kills right there. He blows this fucker's head off with a shotgun. It was this crazy fucking shit. It was fire, dude. But like, and then he's just throwing people off the building. Like that had, I think 3 people fall off the building. He's in this like apartment complex and like 3 people fall off the building. Shit was fucking fire. It was reminding me of like Spider-Man, the game, and I was me and Fire Moxie were watching it. And I was telling her, I was like, this reminds me of like when you get those challenges in Spider-Man to throw thugs off the building, but Spider-Man just webs them to the wall. Frank ain't doing that. Frank's just letting them drop. It was really cool. I loved it. Again, the only superficial thing is like give him the outfit or the t-shirt or something. Like at the beginning of the special, we get a different outfit. We don't get to see it too much, but I'm sure it's the same outfit from season 2 when he's like, let's dance, and just. So it's a similar outfit to that. It didn't to me look like the Born Again outfit, but that would have been a good option too. But in this special, at least, like he's wearing this like ugly green hoodie and like cargo pants or something. Would have been nice to see him in some black pants and just like a little t-shirt with a skull on it. That would have been all you needed. But other than that, the special was like fucking fire. It was pretty good. There's not much of a story, but it's kind of like a character like study. it gave a lot of like Logan vibes to me, just because I guess that's all I really have to compare it to with this kind of storytelling. But there's a choice at the end of the special. The Punisher has to go after Manucci, which is what he's about to do, or he can go save his family. He opts to go save the family, and then that sort of becomes his purpose, is not saving that family, but he's not going to be the Punisher. Like, going forward in Spider-Man, what I really think is he's not going to be the Punisher that punishes criminals. He's going to be the Punisher that saves citizens. Like, that's going to be his priority. The old Punisher, like season 1 at least, of his show, would have said fuck the family and gone after Manucci. This Punisher is standing firm, and he's going back into the burning building to save the people. That building wasn't burning, but I was just using a metaphor, you know. But it's cool. I got like a little lens flare here, like some Star Wars shit. Some Force Awakens. But anyways, I can turn these lights off probably. I don't need this one on. Lighting's still pretty good. But this isn't like your big cosmic blowout. This isn't your big Marvel team-up movie. There's no references to Daredevil. There's no references to Spider-Man. This is just a standalone thing that also, I think, acts as your introduction to these characters, to this character. Manucci will probably pop up somewhere else. She might even be in Spider-Man. I don't know. I feel like she won't be, but she could be. Or maybe at the beginning of Spider-Man, we'll see her getting fed to polar bears. But no reference to Kingpin, no reference to AVTF. And actually, I want to say the director of the special mentioned something about that. He was basically asked, like, so did Frank just get these guys off screen, or are we just moving on from that? And he said, I want to say this was the director talking. He said it's fair to feel disappointed and that like that got glossed over, or that we moved on from it. But I think the reason they did that is this should be how they do MCU anyways. You should be able to watch Spider-Man without watching this. You should be able to, if you want to watch Spider-Man, you should just have to go and watch the Spider-Man movies, you know? If there's going to be a big plot point that is super fucking relevant from something else, they should explain it to you in the movie. You shouldn't have to go and watch that movie to understand this one. Maybe like an Avengers movie is an exception to that, but even No Way Home, you can watch that one. Not No Way Home. Far From Home. If you just watch Homecoming, you get that. They explain to you what happened in the Avengers movie. And if you can watch the Spider-Man movies, it won't be incredibly fluid, but the movie fills you in. The movie kind of spells shit out for you. And that's kind of how I feel like it should be. This is less like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness situation, where they just kind of gloss over Wanda's whole character arc, you know? This is more of this Punisher special sits isolated, and it fits perfectly where it's at. I do believe this is right after... This could be anywhere in the timeline, to be honest. I personally believe it's right after Born Again Season 1. And I believe it's taking place concurrently with Season 2, but there's not really any reference. But it's also so small. Everything in the special is shot... Some people were complaining again, no Spider-Man, like, what's he doing? Right? People were complaining. And to me, I was just like... Honestly, there's this shot when I was talking about earlier, when Frank's just walking down and it's so the camera's so close to his face. It looked just like this. It's like right over here is what we can see. Right over here is where Spider-Man is. Spider-Man's probably swinging around. When that cop car caught on fire, Spider-Man probably just swing kicked somebody off screen. Like, the whole special was shot so claustrophobically. The new Avengers could be a couple blocks away dealing with something. I'm talking about Yelena, Red Guardian US agent, you know, Bob. So it's not that serious. It's not that serious. Also, this is such like the whole fucking city is about to explode. That whole district is about to. It's a powder keg waiting to blow. We're only seeing a couple buildings. We're only seeing like one block. The whole special, we're only seeing like one block of this building. I don't think that's enough to say that these other heroes aren't doing anything. They are probably on the other block dealing with the exact same bullshit that Frank is dealing with. I believe even in Spider-Man Brand New Day, if the timeline was a little bit different, you could have him swinging around, and from his perspective, you just see Frank down here gunning fools. You know? To say like these heroes are nowhere to be, it's not that serious. Far From Home also addressed this. Spider-Man did not want to help Fury, so he's like, well, call Captain Marvel. She's off-world. Call Thor. He's missing. You know, like, they're doing something. And also, if Spider-Man's not here, he's probably doing something in his own. He's probably fighting tarantulas somewhere. Like, this doesn't prove. We don't need an explanation. We don't need to see these characters all the time. They're probably doing something else. Just use your imagination. Then, like I said, there's no connective tissue to anything, so you can just watch this special, and that's probably how it should be. Like, you can have characters cross over and stuff, and dealing with their own things. I wouldn't be... like... because Spider-Man's not going to know what happened to all these characters. Maybe if Daredevil is in Spider-Man, maybe like Peter finds Matt in prison. He's like, "What are you doing in here?" All Matt has to say is, "It's a long story," and then boom, Daredevil Born Again is still canon, but they don't have to go into all that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of all over the place, but you get what I'm saying. So the Punisher. He's dealing with shit, but at the end he finds his new purpose. He's talking to Lisa, his daughter, at her grave, and he's saying that he found his purpose. That he's oh no, I forgot something earlier. But anyways, he's talking to his daughter Lisa. He's saying that he may have found a reason to keep going. And that explains, you know, the battle van in the Brand New Day trailer. Like, his reason to keep going is not necessarily to punish criminals anymore. It is to save the people that they hurt. Kind of weird, but previously Frank did not give a fuck about the civilians. I think he did, right? But he would let them burn. If there's a criminal getting away and a civilian on fire, he probably would have let the civilian burn. But now he's going to be the man who saves the civilian, then catches the criminal. And I'm real excited for how we're going to see Frank in Brand New Day. If there's remaining differences, maybe he's got some more non-lethal weapons. I feel like he shot Spider-Man with non-lethals. So I'm not saying I want Punisher to not kill people, but like maybe killing isn't his opening move, right? Maybe in certain situations where he knows he has to fight other heroes, he's not gonna try to kill the hero, so he's gonna go on non-lethal. And I'm wondering if in the movie we're gonna get that shot in the comics during Civil War when Iron Man went post on Spider-Man, and his Punisher is holding Spider-Man's body. That would be a good shot to have in that movie. But a more heroic Punisher would be super, super cool. I'm really excited for the future of this character. It seems like he's probably going to have a pretty long future in the MCU. Spider-Man. And hopefully after Spider-Man, you know, with the reviews that this special got, which there were some negative ones in there, but most of them I think were positive, was the attention that the special got with his appearance in Spider-Man. I hope if all of that's perceived really well, we get like an R-rated Jon Bernthal Punisher movie. And you can throw in Daredevil for a cameo. You can throw in the Defenders for a cameo. Just keep all the street. Spider-Man popping up in an R-rated movie would be pretty sick. Not like he would be swearing or anything, but or killing, right? But you just get to see Spider-Man in a new setting with characters who are more unhinged would be pretty interesting, but I don't know if that would ever happen. As the special stands on its own, you can watch this without watching the Punisher series. You can watch this without watching Daredevil Born Again. You don't have to watch anything. Your first ever Marvel thing can be Punisher One Last Kill. It's interesting. It's a decent. It's not a great entry point. If this is your first Marvel thing, you're going to be very confused if you think this is what Marvel's all about. But you don't have to have any knowledge of anything in the Marvel universe to watch and enjoy this. That's what I kind of fuck with that, you know. I give the special like 7.5. It might be an 8 or 8.5 if it had the Punisher suit a bit more. It might be a 9 if it was a little longer. If it was a full hour that I thought we were gonna get.
I have never felt this powerful. This free.
7.5. It's really good, and you can watch it as many times as you want to. Like, I've watched it. I've only watched it twice, but I had a lot of fun with it, and I think they fixed some issues they had with it initially. I guess the audio was put in the wrong channels, so dialogue was incredibly quiet, certain things were too loud, special effects were pretty... song was a little bad, but I think they fixed it, because the second time I watched it recently, it's pretty good. The first time I watched it, I kept like, it was weird, like I noticed something was weird. I was up, down, up, down, up, down with the volume. It was so weird, but I don't know. Certain special effects shots, there was one that I noticed, but then I find out that was all in camera. It looked so weird, but it was also the way that they used the slow-mo and Frank kind of just moving, like the stunt guy just doing this number when he hits the ground. I was like, oh, that looks so bad. And then to find out it was fucking real. I was like, what? But it was like, it was right after that shot of him, like, he gets pushed off the building and he's just like... And then it's when he lands, the shot looks fucking disgusting. And you find out it's all real. And it's like, what? And then they showed the behind the... People were calling bullshit, I was calling bullshit. And then you see the behind the scenes and you're like, what? They released the behind the scenes, they're like, guys, it's real. We did that in camera. So I don't know why that shot ended up looking so bad. It really does look bad, but it's real. The behind the scenes looks just as bad. Maybe the angle and the lighting was off. Anyways, you've watched me ramble. 7.5, 7.8. I'm gonna get ready to watch Captain America: The First Avenger, and I'll talk about that in a minute.